Who's it from?
It doesn't say.
You found him.
Chucky's my friend till the end. Hey, wanna play? Can't we sleep in with you tonight?
It's only a storm. Good night, baby. Sweet dreams.
Don't forget Chucky.
It's a doll. What's the worst that can happen, huh? It's time to play.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon Ford. Welcome to the Blind Rage podcast. I'm glad to have James Garibay back with me for some more Chucky mania. Say hi, James.
Hello, hello. Chucky's the man.
This time we are doing Curse of Chucky. I always get them confused, and I was not the titles. I say one when I mean the other. So I was very careful there. To say curse.
Yeah, I noticed your hesitation for a second.
I did. I hesitated. I was unsure of myself. But yes, we're doing curse. I hesitated again there. See that? This is the first direct-to-video installment in the franchise.
Yes, and not just because Seed of Chucky did so well.
Okay, I'm gonna make a rule now. Now that we recorded that commentary, that movie no longer exists. We are never talking about it again.
Oh, I will drop it as much as I can just to annoy you.
In physical pain when we recorded that commentary, and not because of the company, but because of the movie.
Oh, sure.
God help me. All right, so before we get into the movie, let me do my plugs real quick just so I don't forget them. As per usual. Yeah. As per usual, I'd like to encourage everybody to check out my books on Amazon.com or by going to the Amazon app on your smartphone, typing in Brandon Ford. You'll find my Amazon author page there. If you subscribe to it, you'll get notifications whenever I have a new title released. You can also follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. I am also on both Letterboxd and Twitter at Brandon Ford. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, please feel free to email me at blindragepod81@gmail.com. And lastly, I would like to encourage you to please rate, review, and subscribe. As I have said so many times before, it only takes a second to just hit the drop down and select a star rating, even if you're not up for writing reviews. I know not everybody is a writer out there, and
Give us the reviews.
reviews would be appreciated, but I'll take a star rating.
Give us the stars.
We need the stars. So just so we get the podcast gets more exposure with the algorithms and whatever nonsense. I don't even know how it works.
Damn algorithms.
But before we get started, have you seen anything of note recently? Because it's been a minute since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, it has. It has. Jeez, have I? God, I've been so lame. No, sadly, nothing of note.
Well, you've been busy with a lot of personal stuff, so
yeah, I'm getting ready for school. I have been watching the side stories of American Horror Stories. That's been fun. Some are better than others so far, but you know. And I've gone back to watch some of the old American Horror Story just to kind of get amped for the new season because 10 years, yeah. So, but been watching a little bit of Freak Show. I like that season. And really, that's about it. I mean, I've been so lame. I've just been like getting ready for school and just, slowly chipping away at Dracula. So,
oh god, I just remember
it's a big book.
In the first season, there were some delightful shots of Dylan McDermott.
Yes.
That's pretty much all I remember about that season.
So I take it you're not an avid AHS watcher?
No. I always hear the same thing from people who are very into it. I mean, even the most ardent fans say that every season starts out strong and then it tapers off and it gets worse and worse and worse, and it starts to taper off around the 4th episode.
I mean, you gotta have your filler episodes with every show. That's just the way it is.
I mean when the season that was like the flashback slasher episode took place in 1984 or something like that.
Yeah, that was 2 seasons. No, last season actually. Well, pre-COVID. It was actually called 1984. That one was a little hokey.
Well, when it first started, the podcast that I would listen to, who talked about it, were raving about the first few episodes. But then, as it continued to progress, the reviews kind of got not so great.
Yeah, I mean, I take them all for what they are, but 1984, like, yeah, midway through, I mean, it's not like it's so unwatchable, but it's just, that one kind of did taper off a little bit, but, it's just the way that it is. Like, you can't expect gold for every single episode for every show that you watch. I mean, I watch them, because they're good performances from the actors that are involved. The writing is fun, and it's just, it's something silly to watch.
Yeah, it's a time waster, I would say.
Exactly. Like, for me, it's brain candy.
Yeah, just something to shut your mind off.
Exactly. I do miss Jessica Lange. I wish that she would come back. But...
Oh, she's not in it anymore?
No, she left after season 4, Freak Show. She was wonderful. She did amazing job every season that she's in.
Well, of course,
but she just exactly, she's a badass. But she stopped after season 4. I think she just wanted to, do some other stuff and not this dark, twisted show for X amount of years. But yeah.
Well.
Anywho, what have you been watching?
I did run down my list of most recent watches during my previous recording with Tony, but I left one out because I completely forgot it. And I when I think about it now, it makes perfect sense because I think it's such an underwhelming movie, but for some reason people seem to love it. And I saw it when it first came out. Oh, I have 2. All right, hold on. I saw it when it first came out. I didn't really like it. And then it was on Audio Vault, where I download all of my audio described movies for the visually impaired. And I decided to give it another chance because I really, really liked the sequel. And that movie is The Strangers.
You like the sequel?
Oh, I love the sequel. I think it's so good. I love it.
I love the first one. That movie scared the shit out of me.
It didn't scare me at all.
Really?
I thought it dragged like a motherfucker.
It was building up the suspense.
But it wasn't very suspenseful.
Well,
And
What
you know what though?
did you were you able to see The Strangers visually?
The first time,
Yes.
kind of.
Okay, because it's really visual, and that's why in my opinion, I think that's part of what made it so creepy because they're just standing there. It's just silence, and you know, I don't know. It did a number on me. That's all I'm saying. And Liv Tyler has a set of lungs on her.
Well, in the second one, which I've seen a handful of times, there it is that scene when the family goes to the trailer and the girl keeps knocking at the door and saying, "Is Tamara home?" And I kept wondering if that was a reference to the first one. And then when the same thing happened, I was like, "Oh, there it is."
Yeah, totally.
So, but I really didn't think there was much character development. I mean, all we really knew about the characters was that he proposed to her and she said no, she wasn't ready, and that's it. And then when he left, you don't know where the hell he went, and she just called him and said, "Come home," because that's when they started, playing with her.
Right.
But he went for a drive. I don't know where the hell he went. And then the friend comes in, who he was supposed to drive him home, but came like 17 hours early for some reason. I don't know what that was about. And then he ends up getting killed.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a minute, but I think he was just going there to like pick up the dude or something.
Yeah, because after they get to the house, she goes to take a bath, and he calls the friend and leaves him a voicemail and says, "Things didn't turn out the way I had hoped, and I really need you to come get me tomorrow morning because I can't stay here."
Yeah.
But he decided to come at like 4 a.m. for some reason.
Right? Like, who does that? Come on.
I
don't know. I like both of those actors, and
yeah, nothing against Scott Speedman or Liv Tyler.
It's just a simple, story about these two people, and something terrible happened to them one night because they were home. I think that for me, that's part of what made it so scary because they're just these two random people, that anybody could know,
Well, I am a huge slasher fanatic, as you know, so I am generally all about thin plots.
Yeah.
But this was wafer thin. It was so thin you could see through it.
I mean, I love suspense, like I love sitting on the edge of my seat and just like so curious as to what's going to happen. And just for me, like that movie, I watched it by myself, alone in the dark, at my apartment. And after I watched it, every little noise had me like looking around the corner, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My roommate comes home and I was just like, close the door, lock it behind you. It's like, wow, what's going on? I'm like, I just watched The Strangers. Please let me sleep in your room tonight.
And there's that crawl at the beginning that says it was based on a true story. I think they have that at the beginning of the second one too.
Yeah.
But I noticed that they did in the first one, which was with the record, which was playing like old-timey hillbilly music.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second one, I thought they amped it up a lot with the bubblegum songs. Because all these terrible things were happening, and there's bubblegum pop music in the background,
right?
And I thought that made it so eerie.
I'll have to give that one a watch again. I only saw it
it's like and one of my favorite moments in the second one is when one of the strangers is wrestling with the sun in the pool, and Total Eclipse of the Heart is blaring.
Yeah, I mean it had some good music, but I mean one of my issues with the second one was that they kind of made them a little like Supernatural-esque. Like they'd be clear across, 100 yards away, and then at the next 2 seconds they're like right behind them. I'm like, dude, this is not a Jason movie.
I don't know. I didn't really get that, but there were 4 of them. So
there was 4. I thought there was 3. No, there's 4. You're right.
yeah, 4. But yeah, so I watched the original Strangers, and I also, with the lowest possible expectations, watched Spiral. And it's a good thing that
the last Jigsaw movie?
Yeah.
And
no,
simply no.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think Chris Rock can play dramatic roles at all.
That's something I don't buy.
Just stay away. Stay in your lane. You do comedy. It's what you're good at. It's what you're known for. It's what you're loved for. Stay there. Don't try to do a dramatic role because it does not work and you look ridiculous. And you sound ridiculous because he kind of has that high Richard Pryor kind of voice.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he's playing a cop in it. He's
with the voice like his. I mean, I enjoy Chris Rock, but I mean, I'm not gonna believe him in a dramatic role. I'm just not.
It's not. It doesn't work. I did like that it was topical in that. Well, it wasn't Jigsaw, but the Jigsaw-esque character was going after crooked cops. Like cops who were shooting innocent people. There wasn't a lot of politics in it, but you could tell that that's what they were trying to shed some light on, and make it more relatable to make it more of a ripped from the headlines type.
God, that pisses me off.
It didn't, that aspect of it didn't bother me too much. I didn't like the twist. I didn't like who the Jigsaw person ended up being. I didn't like the Chris Rock's character's hidden past. The torture moments weren't bad. The first one the first one that the movie starts out with is pretty fucked up. There weren't a lot, though. I think there was only like 3.
Was there anybody involved in a quote unquote game?
Yeah.
Okay.
And instead of Billy the puppet, it was a puppet that had a pig's head on it.
Oh Lord.
Because hence the cop thing. I'm not saying cops are pigs, but I'm saying that's where I think that they were going with that. But with this one, it really didn't. The person behind the game really didn't give the victims much of a chance to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They were only all given 90 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's unrealistic.
And they had to do these really, really horrible things to themselves in 90 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, that I didn't like. I mean, because it was like they weren't even given a chance.
Mm.
Well, in the others, at least the ones that I'd seen, it was possible for them to at least make it out relatively unscathed.
One thing that's always kind of ground my gears throughout the years is that the puppet on the tricycle doesn't have a name. Billy comes from
Billy.
Billy comes from Dead Silence.
Oh.
That's from that's the main puppet in Dead Silence. The same director, so like that's probably why people get it crossed it over, but
Oh.
that puppet on the tricycle doesn't have a name. And the fact that they took it from dead silence and no one says a word about this.
I didn't know.
So I'm
that.
speaking up, damn it.
Well, I'm glad. Because you just put me right in my place.
Call him Billy, call him Nod. It's fine.
Now I feel shitty because in my book, The Mystery of Kelly Christopher, which is all about horror fandom and fanaticism and collectibles, there is a scene where the characters go to visit a pretty stringent collector, and I mentioned that he has a recreation of Billy the Puppet on his tricycle.
Ah, that's funny.
So...
Oh well.
Oh well. You should still read the book. But
I will. I promise.
Okay.
Well, we're getting a little sidetracked here.
We are, and we're going to get into Curse of Chucky. See, there's always that hesitancy right there.
Right.
So if you want to watch along, please feel free to do so. And as always, we are going to begin with a 3 count. Are we ready, James?
I think we are.
All right. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay.
The classic Universal logo.
I don't know. I miss the old one with all of the from Child's Play 2 that had all of the elements from the previous Universal logos, like with the little airplane and stuff.
Yeah, where it kind of goes throughout the decades.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
So, Curse of Chucky
Mm-hmm.
came out in, 2013?
Mm-hmm.
Back before everything had to get all political.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it obviously stars the great Brad Dourif as the voice, and
Of course.
everyone knows he just loves being on set just to watch the actors work. And it stars his daughter, Fiona Dourif. She's badass.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he
she-
spoke of her many times.
I know. She's just so cool. She really is.
Has she been in anything other than these movies?
No. Well, no. Just that, like, half a season of True Blood, and then she's gonna be in the new Chucky show, which is very fitting for these movies since it's right around the corner, coming in October.
Do we have a date on that yet?
October 12th.
Oh.
And I have no idea how I'm gonna watch it, so... I don't know. I gotta find somebody with like a sci-fi / Paramount account or something.
Well, this is going to be posted way after that.
I'm
not.
But you could also watch it on Paramount Plus.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who Sci-Fi is partnered up with as far as streaming services go, because
Wait a minute. Oh my god.
shit, I lost my train of thought.
You do?
Sci-Fi streaming.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going.
me.
Regardless,
Watching
I'm
Chucky.
yeah, I'm gonna need to find a way to watch it because I mean, come on. It's a continuation of this long 30-year storyline, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. I mean, you know, they keep talking about Friday the 13th sequels and continuations and remakes, but nothing has happened yet. So the fact that Chucky is still growing strong, whether you love him or hate him, he's still around.
See you around.
Well, as of this reporting, supposedly, I got this from Tony. Tony sent me a link to it. But there is an article that was written that came from Corey Feldman, not a very reliable source, but he said that he met someone at a party who said he was one of the lawyers who worked on the whole Friday the 13th case with the rights issues and
Victor
everything.
Miller and Sean Cunningham debacle.
Yeah, And he said that it is just about settled.
Really?
And well, again, this is Corey Feldman. We're talking about.
Right.
And he didn't say that he was asked, but he said that he's really hoping that they will relaunch the series and take it back to the Tommy Jarvis character. Of course, that's what he's hoping because he has nothing else going on.
Right. He was the first one.
It wasn't the cutest one, I can tell you that.
No.
That was Tom Matthews, if you ask me.
I don't know. I mean, John Shepherd had a pretty good body on him.
He did. I thought Tom Matthews was just so cute, though.
Yeah, he pulled off that like disturbed, traumatic past very well.
Yeah, that look in his eye thing.
All right,
But,
so they've gotten the package, and of course, it's Chucky, looking brand spanking new.
Yeah, and from what I remember, I don't like the way he looks here.
Well, when they don't have him done, his face done digitally, I think he looks pretty cool because, he's cute again.
He's too cute. I think.
That's what I liked about Chucky because, like, in the first one, like, he's just, it's disarming. Like, okay, it's just a doll, sure. And then, of course, all this horrible stuff starts to happen. He's killing the mother right now. And even though this was a straight to video, like they still had a pretty decent budget to work with, and because of that, they stayed in one location and they used, everything.
They had less than $3 million. That's not a good. That's not a decent budget at all for a movie made in 2013. But for what they had, I think it came out pretty well.
Oh yeah, like okay, it's low budget by modern standards, but I mean, it doesn't really look like it.
No, I don't think so.
Like this house is freaking amazing. It's like dark and gothic, and it's got that elevator in it, and
it definitely has the whatever happened to Baby Jane.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, for God's sake! You call yourself a gay?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever seen any Joan Crawford movies?
Mom?
Mommy Dearest doesn't count.
No. I don't know.
You never even seen like any of her like crazy old Biddy movies? Because those are fun. Those are the ones that I like. I like Straight Jacket and the William Castle ones. Macabre, I think, was one of them.
I heard of Macabre. I never saw it. Sadly, I've never seen any Joan Crawford.
Well, you should see Baby Jane because it is a classic.
That's what I keep hearing. Like, I've heard nothing but good things about that movie, and every time I see it like scrolling through Prime, I'm like, oh, I should watch that. But then they take it away when I'm getting ready to watch it.
I think Bette Davis got much of the acclaim for that one, but she really just played herself because she was totally out of her mind.
Aww.
I think Joan Crawford really should have gotten all of the acclaim for that one because she really pulled off a sympathetic character, and she was out of her fucking mind. I mean, you've seen Mommy Dearest, so you know what she was like.
Right.
And if you could manage to get some sympathy,
that's pretty impressive.
It's very, very much so. But I like this score. I like how it's got like kind of a like a toy box kind of sound to it, but it's also got that traditional suspense.
It goes into that menacing touch
it's
to
a
it.
It's a mixture of both.
Yeah, and I love how the camera it's just circling Chucky, and then you see the coroners taking the body away. You know, and it's just like, really, Chucky deserves top billing here. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, A. Martinez is in this, and my mother used to have the biggest crush on him.
Really?
When he was on a soap opera called Santa Barbara.
Never saw it.
In the 80s. And the A, do you know what the A stands for?
Abs.
Adolf.
Adolf, are you serious?
Yeah. So that's why he goes by A. Martinez.
Yeah. No one needs those jokes.
Well, he could have just changed it to like Adam or something.
Right. Now, is Adolf his first name or middle name?
Yeah, his first name. Yeah.
I just would have gone by a middle name, but that's
yeah, I guess. But he did have nice abs back in the day. Have you seen?
Yeah, I saw She Devil.
She Devil. There you go.
Yeah, I think I saw that movie when I was like just hitting puberty, and I saw that I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on down there? What's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Aww. Fiona Dorff, she just plays it so well. You know, I mean, I think this was a good chance for her to like really spread her chops as an actor. Because, you know, she did the few episodes of True Blood, and I think she's done a little bit of other TV stuff, but, you know, granted, it is kind of like her birthright to be in one of these movies, but, you know, it's still a good way for her to, you know, spread her wings a little.
Good idea for me to come.
Yeah.
I think, anyway.
I have to admit, I do take umbrage with the nepotism thing.
She actually had to audition.
Did she?
She did. I mean, yes, I think Don Mancini like really wanted her, but you know, she actually had to audition.
For the producers.
Yeah, she actually had to come in and meet, you know, prove that she could play someone in a wheelchair. And there's one part later in the movie where you can see her move her legs. And I love calling it out. But, you know.
Does she have a blanket over her legs?
Not a lot, no. I think she has it in like one or two scenes, but it's when she's crawling away from Chucky and going to the elevator.
Oh, so she's not even in the wheelchair.
No, she's on the floor like crawling, and then she gets to the elevator. As she's about to close the gate, you see her you see her pull at her legs, like her legs moving. It's so funny. I'm like, really? Y'all didn't catch that in the dailies?
So you saw this right away? Did you see it video on demand, or did you see it on DVD, or how did you first check it out?
In the chair?
I saw some trailers and I got really excited because I'm on IMDb like every day. And when I saw that it was coming out, I was like, oh my God, another Chucky. Yes. And he's not the Franken Chucky. And I think that's what got me so excited about it. Because, you know, new Chucky story, it was going back to the roots of being scary and suspenseful. And yeah. And then, of course, release day, I went and bought it. And yeah, for the hour and a half, I was in heaven again.
I do remember Don Mancini talking for a time before this about doing the remake, and him saying that he wanted to go back to the roots of making Chucky scary again and not straying too far from the source material.
Right.
But I guess there were some legalities with MGM.
Yeah, probably. I mean, with how far the story has come, like it's a pretty risky road to take, you know. And like, I didn't see the twist coming at the end. You know, I was just like, oh my God, he's in disguise. Like, how fracked up is that?
But I think that's weird.
I thought it was pretty cool, you know, because I mean, of course, if somebody opens up a box and see a big creepy Franken doll, yeah, they're gonna throw that shit out.
I think the twist with Tiffany being involved was more surprising.
Yeah, that was just like a little bit of icing on the cake.
Yeah. It's always fun to see Jennifer Tilly. And she was in one of the movies that Tony and me did a commentary for, Far From Home. It's one of her early roles,
Oh, yeah.
89. She looks totally different.
Young and skinny.
And she doesn't have the boobs.
Oh, Jennifer Tilly. We love her.
Mm-hmm. How could you not?
I know, she's Bonnie on Family Guy.
Mm-hmm. So, I think I first torrented this. I think that was how I first saw it.
Didn't even buy it, did you?
Well, eventually I did.
You thief.
They got their money, don't worry.
That's right, flush the toilet, little girl. Yeah, she was actually really scared of the Frank and Chucky.
Was she?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little freaky.
A little, when you're like 10. And let's see. There's just like these little moments that just, you know, they're fun. Like this little bit right here. All she's doing is opening a curtain. And it's a little bit creepy. But one thing I wasn't too keen on, I mean, every movie has its faults, was that I don't know why they digitally imposed his face in some scenes. You know, like you have a puppet, if you're just doing a frontal face shot, just have the puppet there, like this.
I was going to listen to the commentary, but I didn't have the time.
I think I watched the commentary a long time ago. It's good.
I did. I attempted to listen to the commentary for Cult, but I didn't find it very entertaining. I thought it was a little too heavy on the technical side of things. And I for commentaries, I like to hear stories from the set,
Right?
and what it was like working with the actors and things like that.
Yeah.
And even the evolution of the script and how it was born, because there were some other scripts that Don Mancini had written prior to this one, you know, because he did write the remake script. So I still think he should have done the remake.
Indeed. Indeed.
I think
I took the remake for what it was, but you know. I know you hate me for it, but I enjoy it.
No, I don't fault anyone for having tastes that differ than mine. However,
thank you. See, America, that's what we need.
However, there is one asterisk to that, and I think you know who it is.
You know, I think Grandma would have wanted
It was obviously sent here by mistake.
Do I really have to say the Rob Zombie word?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't respect anybody who likes Rob Zombie movies. I just can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I did back in the day, but you know, it's just that's the only type of characters that he writes, and it's annoying if you're not going to grow.
I like to hug you too, Chucky.
The voice is totally different too. That kind of threw me.
Yeah. But I mean, it sounds somewhat similar.
What's that, Chucky?
Ah.
Oh, Chucky wants to know what's for dinner.
Because
here.
Who do they? Was it a little girl that did the?
I don't know.
Puppet Chucky.
I don't know.
You guys are my guests, and you must be exhausted from your flight. Please, just make yourselves at home.
But I'm pretty sure it was the same person for 1 and 2. You don't really hear him too much to the doll good guy voice in part 3.
7.
No,
He
you're
bursts
right.
out of the packaging as Chucky.
He's never doll Chucky. Or speaking doll Chucky, I should say. Yeah, you're right. I need to get one of those.
I don't know, you've been saying it.
Yes.
I think you need to treat yourself. Or, throw some hints at Andrew. Christmas is coming up.
I know. I love Christmas. But first, Halloween!
The oregano.
Halloween is already over. Hint, hint, hint.
Oh, yes.
A lot of my anecdotes come from podcasts that I listen to. But there is a podcast that I recently stopped listening to because I'm not gonna say the name, but it's a horror or it's supposed to be a horror movie podcast, and it's much like Blind Rage podcast in that it's commentaries for, again, it's supposed to be horror movies, and there's different comedians on every week, and I always looked forward to it. However, there would be times when it would be a movie that I would just not be too happy about.
Well, they can't all be winners.
But when we're talking like Van Damme and Hulk Hogan movies and like stupid sci-fi and a lot of like Evil Bong.
Oh, God.
Come on. And
my best friend made me watch Evil Bong.
It was well, I shouldn't say what one of the episodes was because that might give it away. But he did a commentary for a movie that was not even in the same universe as horror, and I'd been listening for over 2 years, and I decided to send him a message. I wasn't going to be mean because I'm not a mean guy, and I wasn't going to be a troll because I'm not a troll, but all I said, I sent him a DM. All I said was, please, please, please do more horror movies on the podcast, and I gave him a little emoji with pleading eyes so that he would know that I wasn't trying to be a dick. However, he responded as a dick and said, I'll watch whatever I like, thank you. Yeah. So,
you've got a fan that's just, asking for something, and that's how you respond?
Yeah, pretty much. And I did respond to that, and I said, nice response. I'm so glad I listened to every one of your episodes since the podcast started. Have a great day. And I haven't listened to it since. But, I know, it's so petty, though. But he... And I used to... Because I do enjoy these kinds of podcasts, I did listen to a lot of the nonsense, and I did listen to, because he tells the same stories over and over again. And he would tell the story about meeting Don Mancini at a convention or something.
Yeah. And
whenever he told the story, he would have the exact same intro every fucking time, and it got to a point where it was like, are you really telling the story again, and are you really using this preface again? But every time he would tell the story, he would say, and he is as gay as the day is long. It looks really familiar. So he's basically saying that he's a flamer. And I've seen him in interviews, and he doesn't strike me as being very flamboyant.
He's not. I met him, and no.
He kind of reminds me of Eli Roth a little bit, but better looking.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell by his mannerisms, but I mean, He's not, hey!
No,
flamboyant.
no. I wouldn't say that at all.
No.
But yeah, so that kind of irked me. The way that he not only said it, but that he kept saying it.
Yeah, and you know, like, so what? Like, we all
exactly
knew he was gay from way back when.
Mm-hmm.
You know, only difference is now it's not so, you know, taboo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she's making a sour face. We think it's her that got the poison.
Mm.
Maybe we put too much oregano.
God.
You know, I've never had chili
That bad.
in my life.
What?
Eat it.
I know. There's too much stuff in it that I don't like.
Like what? Meat and
Like,
beans?
I don't like beans. I don't like spicy stuff.
You wouldn't like my chili. Because I make it spicy. Not so spicy that you can't taste it, but, you know, it definitely has a little kick to it.
Well, I'm sure, because you're Mexican.
What can I say? We eat salsa with everything.
Yeah. I would just hang back and eat some tortilla chips.
Nah, just go get yourself a smoothie. Oh boy.
What are your thoughts on like Wendy's chili or like Taco Bell or what's the other one?
Father, are you alright?
Chipotle. Do you have Chipotle?
Yes, we have Chipotle. Honestly, I've never had chili from any one of those places
Oh my God, Father, are you?
because,
Oh, no,
I mean,
I'm fine. I have
my mom always made chili growing up, and in a crock pot is the only and best way to do it.
Father, are you?
No, please forgive me. I don't.
This kind of has echoes of the Amityville Horror. Only it's not as grisly.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, Amityville isn't as grisly, but when the nun comes to the house and she gets very, very sick and she has to leave and she has to pull over to throw up because, you know, the demons in the house and want her there.
Right.
But he's leaving because she was really sick, but he's really sick, but he's about to die.
Yeah.
And
And he's got a grisly death too.
yeah. But I wonder if that inspired this scene.
It's very possible. I wouldn't put it past him. Don Mancini's a horror fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, hell, without the Talkie Tina Twilight Zone, we wouldn't even have Chucky.
Mm.
What happened?
Yeah, that
I want to
episode's
talk to
creepy.
Tina.
Head on. Probably drunk.
My favorite
I don't
is
like you.
yes. That's my favorite part.
Sure about that?
Isn't I think the last line is, "My name is Talkie Tina, and you better be nice to me."
Yep. Oh, God.
And I love the Simpsons parody on the Treehouse of Horror.
Oh my God, me too. Someone switched this doll to evil.
One of my favorite lines in that one is, "Marge, the doll's trying to kill me, and the toaster's been laughing at me."
I can't make that call.
Ew, dog water.
Oh my God. 1, 2.
I missed when they were good.
I know.
But it's still not going to stop me from sending some GIFs over via text.
Well, as long as they're just of the classic Simpsons.
Oh, of course. God.
Hmm. How old is A. Martinez now? He's got to be up there.
I think he's like in his 60s? Late 50s, early 60s?
Well, maybe not. Well,
Oh my God, is that you?
Let me see.
You're so cute. It's called baby fat.
A. Martin. Come on, stupid IMDb. Let's see. There he is. He was born in Wow, he's my mom's age. He's 70.
Oh, yeah, I knew he had to be out there because, like I said, he was on that
In the
soap in the
70s,
mid '80s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, he's not butt ugly anymore, you know? He's still
He's
attractive.
aged well.
He's aged well.
Well, Latin men generally do.
Yeah, we got good genes.
It's true.
I wish we had old videos like this. I'm speaking like me personally from in my own family, like old home videos. That'd be nice.
Oh, I don't. I'm glad we have one. I was 3 and it was on Memorial Day 1985.
Aw.
And but it's kind of sad though because my great grandmother's in it and she, she
Aw.
passed away when I was like 6.
And don't forget to brush
First
your
experience
teeth
with death.
and your hair.
Yeah.
What about Chucky? Jill will go look for Chucky.
And I just remember
We're not done here yet.
being petrified that they buried her alive because
Oh my goodness.
I didn't understand,
Yeah,
the whole
you're-
process.
Of course,
So
of course.
I just remember asking my mother, "What if she's still alive down there?"
Oh. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what?
I'll be right back.
How does that thought come into a 6-year-old's mind?
I don't know. I guess I was pretty morbid back then. I mean, I turned out to be a horror writer, so.
There you go. It worked out.
I did something with that dark imagination.
There you go. Alright, so Chucky is missing. And now the nanny and the little girl are looking.
I can't believe they came to the house with all these fucking people. I'd be like, are you serious? And it's only one little girl. Why do they need a nanny?
Yeah, seriously, like,
The
Bitch,
parents
get
are there.
alright? Bitch, get off your ass and take care of your kid.
And it's not like it's a baby. She's a baby. What is she? How old is she? Like 6 or 7?
I think the actual girl around this time was like 8 or 9. But she's probably supposed to be like 7 or 8, maybe.
Probably Andy's age.
Yeah.
from when Andy was in the first one.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't leave him downstairs?
But, old enough that she doesn't really need a nanny.
Yes.
There he goes. I am not in the mood.
There he goes!
It's like it's sad though how certain people allow a nanny to essentially take over the mother role because they can't be bothered.
Right?
And that's how it was with Tori Spelling and her brother.
Really?
Her nanny was essentially her mother.
Yeah, if you're not working 50, 60 hours a week to provide for your family, there is no need for you to have a nanny.
Oh, Candy Spelling was too busy in her gift wrapping room to be bothered.
Jeez. I'm all for a housekeeper,
Yeah, like a
But-
Tony Danza.
Yeah, exactly. But exactly, and if you could have that body and then be shirtless all day, sure.
Oh,
I had to think for Tony Danza way back when.
okay.
But yeah, rich people. What can you say?
Well, the number one rule if you're going to get a housekeeper is, 2 rules. 1, old. 2, unattractive. And then you won't have, a Schwarzenegger situation.
Oh my goodness, I know, right?
But you got Patrick out of it. Wasn't Patrick
I need a fucking
the
I've
housekeeper's
looked over every inch of this
the
house
mother
and
of,
I can't find him
Patrick?
anywhere.
Or was it one of the other kids?
I honestly don't know.
Because I think it was Patrick, and he turned out all right. So
Oh, he's a little hottie.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know who belongs to who. I just know that something happened, and the rest is on them. And no one's gonna question that a knife is missing, huh?
It's just oh.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
This reminded me of a scene in He Knows You're Alone. The camera follows one of the characters, of course it's a woman, into the kitchen, and she's looking for something, and there's a magneted knife rack above the sink, or and so the camera pans past it, and then she comes back, and of course the biggest knife is gone.
Uh-huh.
And the camera lingers on it. It's like, okay, we get it. But
all you need is a quick shot to know something's missing.
You just needed the quick shot. The knife was so fucking big. There's no way in hell you would have noticed that. You wouldn't have noticed that it was gone.
That's funny.
Well, unless you're, one of the big-breasted victims who just got out of a hot shower.
Listen, little man, what else are you telling my kid behind my back, huh?
I like to be hugged.
Oh, and?
Hey, wanna play?
Is that it?
Hi, I'm Chucky. And
There is
to the end.
a movie, because remember we were having that conversation about how
Yeah, the 80s were awesome.
there really aren't any slasher movies
Yeah, we
where
found it.
there's a male character who takes a long, steamy, sexy shower.
No, there's not.
Well, there's a movie, it's not very good, but there's a movie called Murder Weapon, and it kind of turns the genre upside down because it's these like real hunky guys who are the victims.
Ooh.
And they are like wearing very short shorts, because this was the 80s.
The hot
And-
pants.
Very short shorts, and they're the ones who end up being chased toward the end of the movie. And one of them is Eric Freeman, who was in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And he was very easy on the eyes way back then. Huge guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that guy. Yeah. God, I've not seen the Silent Night movies in forever.
Ian?
Oh,
Yeah.
he did In Living Color. That's fun.
Did he?
Yeah, 90 to 92.
Oh, he must have been a background player. He couldn't have
Probably.
been in the main cast.
Nah.
But the director David Dakota I don't think so much anymore, because now he does a lot of like TV movies. He's been doing a lot of TV movies with Vivica Fox that have been going on Lifetime. But before that, it was just straight college age men exploitation. Well, I mean, he spent the 80s exploiting Linnea Quigley and Brinke Stevens and Michelle Bauer and any other woman who was willing to take her top off. So,
Right. It's only fair.
It's only fair. Yeah,
We need more of those, damn it.
we do. There's a whole series of movies that are terrible, called The Brotherhood. There's like 6 or 7 of them, but yeah, they're all hunky guys like that, and they have long shower scenes. And
Are they
strip down to
doing
their-
anything in said showers? Other than showering?
No. I've seen a handful of them, and I think as far as they go, in at least from the ones I've seen, is a little under the underwear masturbation, a little bit. A little fondling.
Well, that's fun.
But you don't get to see any full frontal, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
No, these were past the millennium.
Oh.
When yeah, because the first Brotherhood movies came out in like the early aughts, and yeah, through the first decade is when he did a lot of these movies. And I think he I think he was still doing them into the teens, because he had like a series called 1313, and a lot of them had, you know, half naked guys or guys showing their little nice asses. Yeah, but then all of a sudden it was Lifetime movies. I don't know how that happened. And a lot of Christmas movies too.
Easy money, I guess.
Yeah. 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 I've heard that the main reason why actresses like Candace Cameron and Lori Loughlin and all those like former TV stars go to Hallmark and stay with Hallmark is because it's very lucrative.
Right.
They have like 50 new TV movies a year.
Seriously, like, come on. And they're...
people watch them.
I know. One of my good friends, like, she hates herself for it, but she loves the Lifetime movies. I make fun of her all the time for it, just because.
Almost looks like a
but, you know, and they're all the same.
They are.
All the characters are the same. All the stories are the same. They're like seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, we've got like 10 movies for this season. We've got 10 movies for this season. We've got 10 movies for this season and 10 movies for that one.
Well, Hallmark, which is more family oriented, they go all out for Christmas.
Yeah. I know. They make sure to put all their stuff on Amazon.
But with Lifetime, you know, it's always the same. They recycle thriller plots from TV movies from like the 90s and 80s and 90s. Just kind of update them a little bit.
Right. One of my favorite Family Guy quotes was it was a trailer for like a Valerie Bertinelli movie on Lifetime, and the announcer says, Valerie Bertinelli in Men Are Terrible and Will Hurt You Because This Is Lifetime.
Uh-huh.
What about Chucky?
I do remember that.
Who said that?
Chucky did. He said that life's a bitch and then you die bleeding like a stuck pig.
Alice, you know it's supposed to curse.
I wonder if naming the little girl Alice was a conscious choice for, you know, like Alice in Wonderland, because she's in that big house.
Am I going to die?
Maybe, surrounded by all these things that are happening that she doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about it.
Yeah, because she definitely goes down the rabbit hole figuratively when she's given the Chucky doll.
Indeed.
Because all these strange things start to happen.
It's very deep, Brandon. And she is wearing a shirt with a moon and a fairy on it, so, you know. That's not an accident.
I'm not just a pretty face, people. I'm also an incredible pair of legs. I was channeling Elvira.
I know, I got that. Tell him. I was more than just a great set of boobs.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
I don't know why. I always want to watch that movie every so often.
Well, how could you not? It's one of those movies that you can watch like a million times and it never gets old because it's so
exactly.
funny.
It's so silly and funny. And come on, Wild Adventure had a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't love Edie McClurg? She's hysterical.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to her after the 80s?
She she, you know, I mean, she's up there in age.
Yeah.
And there was that show, I don't think it's on anymore. On Fox, it was like a single camera sitcom with what's his name? Who used to be on Roseanne all the time? He was the gay, one of the gay characters.
Hello? Are you there?
Martin Mull?
Martin Mull. Yeah, it was him. He was one of the leads on it, and it also had the guy who played Beverly Leslie on Will and Grace.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember Beverly Leslie?
No, sorry.
Karen's nemesis?
Oh, that guy.
The little short guy.
Yeah, that guy from
He was
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on it, and it was Martin Mull, and it was like some other older actors. And I think Martin Mull had said something about how they had been in talks with Edie McClurg to get her to do like a walk-on, but she couldn't because she was up there in age, and she didn't feel comfortable.
Aww.
Because she hadn't acted in a while, and she just wasn't. She didn't feel the same anymore. I guess
she just doesn't have the passion for it. I guess
she doesn't have. Yeah, I guess not. But you know, she gave us a lot of laughs.
Yeah, yeah, she
did.
Of
very, very memorable roles. She's definitely got a legacy.
I mean, come on. Even though she was, you know, a side character in the 80s, like she made those characters memorable as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brother and I still quote the Ferris Bueller stuff when, you know, when she's in the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
oh, Grace.
She sure does.
Ugh, that fucking pervert.
Company, they said it was sent from an evidence deposit.
Don't even get me started on him.
Yes, happy times.
I don't know. Maybe I heard them.
I thought that was so skeevy when he took a picture with Justin Bieber. And this was like not when Justin Bieber was, you know, an adolescent, but he was still like pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, you're not doing yourself any favors here by
no.
taking a picture with Justin Bieber.
Right? Like, you're dead in this town, and this is going to add fuel to the fire.
Good night. Good night, Jill.
I do remember John Waters went to... Remember when Justin Bieber had that documentary... it was like called Never Say Never or something, and it was about how his evolution.
I remember the
from a child.
documentary. I never watched it because I couldn't care less.
Yeah, exactly. But at the premiere, because they had a premiere,
of course,
John Waters went, and he said he met him, and Justin said his mustache was tight, and that made John very happy.
Well, that's cool. This douchebag millennial likes your mustache.
Not that, you know, I mean, John Waters is a fucking legend. Why would he need Justin Bieber's
exactly. He doesn't need
approval?
anybody's, especially him.
Yeah, come on.
You know, but hey, a compliment's a compliment.
Exactly.
So she's now researching the Chucky doll.
Of course, there has to be a research scene. At least they're not doing microfiche.
Right. And I like that they were actually able to go back to Andy Barclay as 6 years old. You know, like giving nods to the first one.
What are there pictures of him from the movie?
Yeah, it's like a little thumbnail image of just Andy holding Chucky. You know, when he is 6 years old, like wearing the striped shirt when he was in the asylum. Obviously an older photo, but
Oh, that red and white like checked shirt.
Yes. Yes.
I have one of those.
Aw.
It's a cowboy shirt. It has like snap buttons.
Nice. I love those snap buttons.
They're fun.
Easy access.
Exactly. And you feel sexy when you rip them out, rip the shirt open. It's like,
You
get a look at
really
this.
do. You really do. That is one of my favorite things to do. You slut. Both of you. Both of you. Lady, your husband's right next to you. Come on. Just go in the bathroom and flip the bean like a normal woman.
Oh my god.
Ooh, Chucky's in the frame.
I get very, very uncomfortable with. She's masturbating, no?
Who?
The
No.
woman, or is she with that? She's the one who has the lesbian affair, right?
Yes. And no one's masturbating. The nanny's just
Okay.
sitting there in her bra and panties.
Oh, I was gonna say, I get very, very uncomfortable when women masturbate in movies.
Oh, that's funny.
Like the scene in the Babadook when the mother uses the vibrator.
Right?
I get very, very uncomfortable.
Bitch, lift your feet! Come on! Oh, too late now. See, like, when they do his face digitally, you can obviously tell it's digital. And that's one thing that doesn't sit right with me. You know, because I've always loved the puppeteering and the animatronics of Chucky. You know? And to not do that, you're not going to tell me that you can't give Chucky a menacing, evil face nowadays.
Well, maybe
with
it wasn't.
animatronics.
Is that what it was? They were trying to change his expression?
I don't know if it was that specifically, but I mean, just like the way that his face looks, it's just like very like, ha ha ha, I got you kind of thing. You know, it's like maybe it would have been a little bit trickier to do with puppeteering, but like, you're not going to tell me it's impossible to do. You know?
That women can't live with him is not one of his best zingers.
Yeah. I mean, I do like this movie. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. But
I
that
mean,
wasn't a good one.
There's always some. Any movie you like, you can nitpick a little bit. We have that right, damn it.
Well, especially you, dedicated Chucky fan that you are.
Yes, yes. Been watching him for
I'm gonna go check on Alice.
30 years? Wow. Wow. 30 years.
What about Jill?
I don't remember. Is this guy cute?
Paying her $400 a week to take care of our kid.
He's attractive.
Ian, she's afraid of the dark. It's stormy
Dark
now.
hair,
She
good
might die.
jawline.
Who exactly might need you?
I mean, he's like your typical everyday Joe.
Did we see some skin?
No.
Who do you
God
think?
damn it. Don Mancini, what the fuck?
I know, right? Come on.
Well, I mean, at least he's not exploiting the male actors the way that other director.
Don't
Right?
try to implicate me
But
in
come on,
your
a little
sadness.
exploitation. Who's it gonna hurt?
I've seen the way you look.
I mean, yeah, and if you look at the early John Waters movies, there's
Ian,
dicks and
I am
fucking all of them. They're all over the place.
No, of course, it couldn't be that stupid.
Like there's no tomorrow, huh?
Knowing that if I
Mhm.
did such a thing, I could easily take Alice away from you. Or I could just check the footage.
Right up until
What are you
polyester.
talking about?
The footage from the nanny cam.
And then the
What
dick was
nanny
dead
cam?
until a dirty shame, and then the dick came back. And I was happy.
Yay. Life is good again.
Mm-hmm.
You are not taking my daughter away.
But,
from
you
me.
know, then again,
I am not
the
going to
guys
let
who
you
were
destroy
naked
this
in John
family
Waters
because of
movies
your
were
sick,
really weren't
paranoid
guys
accusation.
that you would
So that's
want to
what
see
tuned me
naked.
out. Let Barb take care of everything. That's
It was
what
just
you're
there
always doing,
because-
right?
Well, because of the time, you know, I mean, like, it was like the hair and the mustaches.
Like
sideburns. Like, okay.
Like very 70s porn-tastic.
Yeah, but there was one guy. Have you seen Desperate Living?
No.
You know who Edith Massey is, I'm hoping. Oh, for God's sake.
Edith who?
Edith Massey. She was the egg lady from Pink Flamingos.
Okay, yeah.
Well, she is. The movie is set in it's a town made of garbage, and she is the queen of this town. And there's this one guy who's his job is to, like, you know, flex naked for her and just move around. And he was cute.
Alice, I don't have time to play games.
I just remember her going, "Look at those balls."
Look at the balls. Look at them. Oh, Lord.
Barb!
It's funny how the power keeps going in and out.
Barb, where's Alice?
Yeah, that's not how it
Hide
works.
and seek.
Barb, put him down.
What is wrong with you?
Look, I know that this sounds nuts, but that doll, I think that there's something.
Wait a second. You know about this?
Well, I think that I
You know
do.
what's in this?
Do you?
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm
I can't believe that he was still utilizing the Nanny cam in 2013. I mean, the technology was there for something a little more sophisticated.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, I
This isn't
understand
about.
perfectly. I understand. You resent the fact that I actually have a life.
No,
Yeah.
Barb, this isn't.
Have you ever
mean-
seen, though, the footage that those nanny cams have caught? Oh my god, it's horrifying.
What happened to you? Isn't
I don't
my
think
fault.
so.
And it isn't my fault that you dropped out of school.
Yeah,
And it
like
isn't
in the
my fault that you
90s is
chose to
when
never
they
leave this
became big,
goddamn
and
house.
I just remember
I mean, what the
footage
hell
on the
were you waiting
news
for,
of
a
like
sign from
baby
God?
nannies and babysitters just like smacking the shit out
Doll
of kids.
Yeah, I remember seeing some stories like that.
Fuck you.
Like either... Yeah. I remember this one that came out. It was a babysitter, and like she just was doing nothing with the kids, just sitting there watching TV, and like threatened to like hit the kids with the remote and stuff. And yeah, it's like, bitch, get up your fat ass and just do the job you're paid to do.
If you don't want to be around children, then don't be around children.
Exactly, it's that easy, people. Don't have kids if you don't want them.
No.
Yes, take a
And-
lesson, teenage girls. Wear a condom.
I'm not going to use the NEVER word because that always comes to bite you in the ass. I'm just going to say at this point in my life, I do not want kids.
Aw. Hey, that's your choice.
No, I don't.
Alice, don't touch anything.
I don't feel the need to procreate. Thank you. I'm good.
Aw. Yeah. I want kids. Not gonna lie.
You already have 3.
Oh, hush. And yes, I love my
Alice,
dogs.
you are in big trouble, young lady.
Can't imagine life without them. As they lay here, sleeping next to me. It's gonna be a sad day when we have to let them go.
Why would you have to do that?
Because humans outlive dogs.
Oh. I thought you were saying, never mind.
No, God,
I was
no.
I was just imagining you. No, I thought you were going to say that you were going to have to like give them up or give them away.
Yeah, I could see how that would come across, but no, never. There was a time when I was moving in when I thought that I was going to have to because my ex, who I got the dogs with, he, has just as much responsibility as I do, did, whatever. And, you know, when I moved in, it was like a dog-free household, and my ex had moved away. I asked to, and I didn't know, so I asked him like if he could take the pups for a little while so I could get situated and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm in another state, you know, like go ahead and fly him over." I'm like, "Yeah, I have $800 for 2 dog tickets. Like, fuck you." You know, so I genuinely thought that I was going to have to give them away, and I was crying because of it, because I love my dogs so much, and to not be able to have them or take care of them, which is
and the kennel is not a place.
Yeah, no, like I don't want to like that. Oh my god, I was shaking, I was crying so much, and Andrew was just like, "Okay, they can come stay." I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you." He's grown fond of him. Ooh, we're about to get to the twist.
Oh, you're so giddy.
I know, I love it. That would really suck to climb upstairs with nothing but your arms. Good workout, though.
That is what happened at the end of Audition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. God, that movie's awesome.
I really wish I could see it. But the book is
the
good.
Flesh. I know, I really want to read the book after you mentioned it last time.
But yeah, I don't know if they did it in the movie, but in the book they had they didn't have banister. Well, they had banisters, but they were made of rope. Do you remember if they did that in the movie?
No, they were solid.
Oh, because I don't know if it's in certain European countries or if it must be in certain Asian countries, because I know it's commonplace for people to have banisters that are made of, like, you know, the kind of rope that you would climb in high school. Doesn't seem very safe.
No, not at all.
But yeah, that's what he had. That's what he had in the book, and he was trying to climb up the stairs, clutching onto that.
Yeah, no, if I remember correctly, like, it was a solid banister of wood.
There is no God.
God, that's so cool. I mean, I know I give Frank and Chucky a lot of shit, but that little twist of him being in disguise, I just thought was brilliant.
And they were always too fucking close together.
And maybe brilliance is too strong a word, but it's a very fun and clever way to make Chucky cute again.
I think the backstory that comes up here that's all told in flashback is a little convoluted.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But, you know, hey, even Chucky had a life before his Chucky days.
Yeah. I mean, he did have, you know, Vivian Van Pelt.
Ew, it's an eyeball.
But no, I mean, I do have issues with this one, but I still like it. I mean,
yeah,
it's leaps and bounds above SEED. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, these are just fun movies, and that's what, you know, I think the movie entertainment in general just needs to get back to.
I think there should be a rule in horror movies where you cannot use the phrase, "Why are you doing this?" and "This isn't funny."
I'll give you those. My rule: don't make it fucking political, and don't have a hidden agenda. Give me a killer stalking some people and murdering them.
That's totally fair, because the horror genre is meant to be pure entertainment.
Exactly. And then you get movies like Black Christmas that do nothing but push the feminist agenda.
Well, the second remake.
Yeah, the second remake, I should say.
Oh god, that was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't even bother because they give the entire thing away in the trailer. Like, why bother? We know what it's gonna be about.
Well,
doesn't like one girl die through the entire thing?
Oh god, I don't even remember. I just remember the cult with the fraternity.
Yeah, and like you're gonna paint the entire male gender as, you know, assholes?
Yeah, they were
like...
all evil and they had black blood.
Jeez.
The only reason why I checked it out was because it was on the Audio Vault website, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, he's still out there.
You know, I just want to put that out there. I'm not anti-feminist, you know.
No.
Strong women all the way. But, I mean, just stop painting the male gender that we're all stupid, bumbling idiots, assholes.
Well, there are many people who really don't understand the definition of feminism. A lot of people believe that it is the belief that women are superior to men.
Yeah.
But it's actually an advocacy for equal rights for the gender.
Yes, exactly.
Genders.
Exactly.
That's what feminism is.
And that it's become this warped view of things, and it's just like, no, nobody is superior. No one is any better or less than anybody else. You know, it's just, I love this music right here.
Yeah, this is good. And if you ask someone if they're a feminist and they say no, then that's telling right there about their intelligence. Because how could you not be a feminist? How could you not believe that women deserve to have the same rights as men?
Yeah, seriously.
Chucky, whatever you do, just leave him alone.
Chuck, what are you talking about?
Just stay away from that doll.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why I love Shirley Manson so much, because, like, she's an OG feminist. Like, she wants equality for everybody. It's not just, you know, one or the other. It's everybody.
Well, although Madonna claims not to be a feminist, I think she is. Because, you know, she has said many times before that she got so much flack for the sex book, and the song Human Nature was kind of an answer to that. It's very sarcastic. And then she has What It Feels Like for a Girl. The lyrics for that are very, very angry, and it shows, like, for example, with the lyric, when you open up your mouth to speak, would you be a little weak? That's the way women are generally seen by men. So why are we pushing a feminist agenda during the course of Chucky?
I know, no political talk.
No.
This is not a political show, people.
No, it is not. No.
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Well, at least we're not talking about clitoral and orgasms through vaginal penetration, which is what it turned into on the commentary for The Crush.
Oh dear.
I don't know where the hell that came from, but me and Tony were just talking about the female orgasm and how certain women are stimulated, and, you know, I mean, both of us being gay men, it was actually kind of comical.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
You think you know.
You think you know.
No!
That's right. Break the window.
No!
Nika, what the hell are you doing?
You did it! It was him!
Nika, look at me.
And I'm calling bullshit. Even a doll couldn't swallow a set of keys.
Oh my god.
Something tells me that Chucky's mouth isn't moist.
No.
Please, you know I would never...
That just made me think of, like, getting back to how they had sex in Bride. It just seemed like, just these hard, dry parts slapping against each other. I'm surprised you didn't hear like a wood knocking sound. That would have been funny.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been. I don't want to say appropriate. That's not the right word. But
well,
poor
Tiffany
Nika.
had just turned into a doll, and she was only just discovering that she could cry, so I doubt there was any moisture down there. Okay, we're turning the page. We are moving on now.
Nika's tied up. They're in the bedroom.
Yes,
she is. He's gonna look over the footage, and then something awesome is gonna happen.
I do like the footage with him, with Chucky being sassy.
I know.
Chucky!
You're sick!
Ian, I swear to God I can prove it!
And so can I!
And what do you think was going? I always wonder what was going through her mind when, like, she was hearing her father talk as Chucky, but saying all these horrible things, to her as Nika. Like, what does that do? Like, yes, you're my father. I know we're both acting, but you're saying all these horrible things to me.
$450. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this, I put it on your MasterCard.
That's a lot of money to spend on a nanny cam. I mean, can't you just get a cheap one from Amazon?
Yeah.
Because
you get a really nice TV for $450.
Seriously. And even then, I would have trouble spending that much on a TV. I spent that much on my PlayStation. But it was my birthday.
A little gift for yourself.
Exactly. My birthday's like the only time that I will spend an exorbitant amount of money on myself and not feel bad about it.
Well, do you spend an exorbitant amount of money on Andrew on his birthday?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Finally here, Chucky. This is the best game of hide and seek ever. Just keep your
I take him to dinner. I buy him a good present.
I love that part. Just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Stop cursing. Okay, dude, untie her. That's all the proof you need.
This is kind of like echoes of him and Tyler in part 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he was always cursing at Tyler.
Yeah, seriously.
And Tyler was always telling him to Tyler was always telling him to stop swearing, Charles.
Charles. I will say, him being called Charles kind of makes me laugh.
Tyler was cute. It's a shame he turned out to be a sociopath.
God. I would love to be a photographer on one of these movies.
You mean like an on-set photographer?
Yeah, or even the director of photography. Set up all the lighting, the what's it called, blocking, and the distance from the camera, and just everything.
Gotta put a lot of tape on the floor for the marks.
I know.
Your turn.
And really, dude, you were hit in your shin. You are not hurt that badly that you could not fight off a 2-foot doll with an axe.
My turn.
Oh.
Ooh, right in the leg. Fake leg, but still. I love that he's struggling. That's right. Bitch slap him.
You know, with the technology being what it is now, I would really love to, and well, if I could, I would really love to make a movie. The trick is to find willing participants who would share your passion and be reliable enough to see the project through to the end, and that's rare.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, especially if it's something that's no money.
Yeah, it's a vanity project. I mean, like, you really have to commend these guys who do the feature length, you know, Friday the 13th fan films. Just
oh my god, I know.
On YouTube.
Exactly. I watched
Vengeance.
Jason Rising.
Ooh, I don't
Friday
know that
the 13th.
one.
It's a fan film, and I think it takes place like right after part 6, if I remember correctly.
That's Vengeance.
But it is. It wasn't called Vengeance. It was just called Jason Rising. I don't know. It was either before or after.
Was it a
6.
feature?
It was like an hour, a little over an hour.
It was good.
Or like 50 odd minutes. But yeah, it was really good because it really went into the whole supernatural aspect of Mrs. Voorhees bringing Jason back to life, and you know, the production quality was freaking awesome. Like, it could have legit, you know, like a little silly as far as the makeup and prosthetics go, but as far as the overall production of it, like, you could tell these people really freaking tried to do the best that they could with what little that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing fan films from like way back in the day before we had all this technology and people were shooting with their camcorders and they looked all shitty. And now with everything that's available to you, and you can find all kinds of filters and stuff with apps, and
yeah, you can legit make a solid little film with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, you know, I want to be a part of that in some way, shape, or form in the future.
I would love to. That would be so cool.
My friends call me Chuck.
You could write, I'll do the lighting, my brother will direct.
No.
There you go. It's the trifecta.
Didn't your mother ever mention me?
If I had to pick, for a fan film, I would have to go with a Friday one.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're not going to get a good Freddy.
No.
Nobody's Robert Englund. And
Charles,
where the hell are you going to go with Halloween? And a chainsaw is a little too dangerous, so we will leave Leatherface alone.
Right.
But Friday's easy enough.
Exactly, because there's just so much there to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just... Oh, God damn it. Everybody has woods in their backyard or somewhere close by.
Oh, God, yeah.
She has her mother's eyes. Such a nice, happy...
Pups, y'all go. Wake up, Daddy.
Not for long.
Yeah, you could easily make anything look like Crystal Lake.
Right? That's the power of movie magic. In the flashback scene.
Yeah, I could take or leave this.
Yeah. But... I mean, it's not like you have to buy the whole thing. It's just, you know, enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
That's...
You like them?
It's kind of how I, you know, take these movies. And by these, I don't just mean Chucky. I just mean horror in general. Movies in general.
I would really like it if Don Mancini branched out a bit and did something completely different.
It would be a change.
It's getting late and I'm gonna go pick up Barbie at daycare.
No.
Just out of curiosity to see what he could come up with, even if it wasn't, you know, in the horror realm.
Yeah, like maybe a good drama or romantic comedy, even.
Maybe.
Sarah, you had me all day.
One thing that I still question is that there's like an image in the background in the basement, and it's like of a face, of a robotic face. And I always wonder if that's a little nod to Metropolis from the 20s.
Probably.
What's gonna happen when the baby comes?
It's funny, he's supposed to be young Brad Dourif, but he's old.
He's like 70.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to see me get hurt, would you?
God bless them all.
Would you?
No, I don't want to see you get hurt.
Did you hear that thing about him being cast in The Exorcist 3 like at the last minute, and he has a tiny part? I could totally be getting this wrong, and I probably am, but I think the original actor who was cast was an established actor, and he was too drunk all the time to be able to pull it off.
I think I remember hearing something of that notion.
Yeah. And Brad Dourif came in, and he had a very small part, but he's like the most memorable character in the movie.
Ah,
I told you.
he's a badass.
I've always had a thing for family.
Yeah, you dick.
Especially kids.
But I do love how they threw the knife in there.
You did this to me.
The knife from Child's Play 1.
The one with the voodoo symbolism on it?
Mm-hmm.
You and your mommy.
Did it look the same?
Yeah.
Betrayed me. Got me killed.
Yeah, it did. I mean, part of it's in black and white, but yeah.
But I knew
Is
the way to come
What?
back.
Good.
are anybody from as far as the makeup effects and the animatronic, like Kevin Yeager and stuff, were any of those guys involved in this or Cult?
I don't think so.
Because this was, but they were both Canadian productions, so I wasn't sure.
I don't think so. I mean, once you kind of establish a look for, you know, I don't think the original designers are brought back, which is probably why he looks different in every movie. But yeah,
the Kincaids,
the Tillies.
Your family was always my favorite, and now you're the last one standing.
The Kincaids.
I never knew that Kincaid was their last name.
You know,
Who?
remind me a lot of Andy.
The Foster parents.
Their last name was Simpson, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I don't know who the Kincaids
Who was
were.
Kincaid?
And the truth is, I killed you 25 years ago, didn't I, Nika? You haven't been living. You can't call.
Maybe it was either Jesse or Jade from Bride.
I thought it was.
Yeah. It was Jade. It was Jade because somebody says Sheriff Kincaid.
Jade Kincaid.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, John Ritter's character's last name was Kincaid.
It's very
Okay.
common in males.
Well, he was her uncle, so maybe she didn't have the same last name.
Maybe, but still.
Jade Kincaid.
Jade Kincaid. Oh.
Yeah, no, I get that. 25 years must be the slowest murder in history.
She's psychoanalyzing him.
I mean, what are you waiting for? A sign from God?
I really want to see Fiona Dourif do more stuff.
How old is she? She's like, what, 30?
She's God, late 20s, early 30s. She's not old at all.
She's gotta be pretty young still.
Because I think she's a couple years younger than me.
You want to play, motherfucker?
Ooh.
Let's play.
Oh, she's actually older than me. She was born in 81.
Oh, she's the same age as me.
Yeah, so she's 39.
When's her birthday?
October 30th.
That's is that a Libra?
Probably on the cusp, I think.
That's cool though that she's born the day before Halloween.
It's fitting.
Yeah.
Missed the part where she moved her legs. But it's fine.
I wouldn't. It's interesting that she got. Was this like one of her? Well, you said True Blood was like one of her first.
Yeah.
Acting roles. I'd stopped watching
big things. She was in Deadwood for a few episodes. A mini-series called Thief in 2006. A little bit of TV stuff here and there throughout the years. But yeah, she started doing a lot more stuff after True Blood.
You watched that, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I started it, we had to finish it.
I really liked the first season. The second season I didn't like the way it was going.
Yeah.
And then when the third season started, the first episode of the third season, by the end of that first episode, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, that's why I waited for all the hype to die down. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
it was fun and silly, and it was just something fun to watch.
Sam Trammell, though, and Ryan Quantum were very, very nice to look at.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
The cop thinks Nika did it all.
What's his name? Who was Sookie's love interest? What was his name? William or whatever?
Based on the evidence,
Bill.
Bill, yeah, not so much.
Stephen Moyer.
Yeah.
I thought he's attractive. But
didn't do anything.
I mean, of all of them, the werewolf dude, Joe Mancini.
Yeah,
the one who's married to Sofia Vergara, the hottest couple in Hollywood, literally.
So they're like the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean,
yeah, Angelina Jolie's pretty, but I never thought that she was like all that drop dead gorgeous.
Well, I was originally going to say Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, but I know that they got more attention for being like the hottest couple in the world at that point. But no, I agree on Angelina Jolie.
I mean, Jennifer Aniston is way prettier.
Totally. And I think a better actress.
Yeah. I mean, Angelina Jolie, she's great, but I mean, they're two different. God, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not tiers, but two different styles, I guess.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Jennifer Aniston has had a good chance to like really branch out of that Friends persona, because she's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not counting Leprechaun.
She doesn't even count Leprechaun.
Ooh, nod to Bride.
That does kind of bum me out, though. I mean, not that I'm a huge Leprechaun fan, but it does kind of bum me out, though, that she like hates that movie so much and refuses to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, come on. If you're gonna do horror, just embrace it. Wear it with pride.
Good afternoon.
You know,
you broke out of it. Like, what more do you want?
A lot of the most established actors in the world started out doing terrible movies.
Seriously.
Well,
Like, it's kind of like a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage. That's exactly what it is.
Under 250 then. Would you like to insure the package?
And Jennifer Tilly has really good calves, so I'm just gonna say.
It protects you and
It's the heels.
It's the heels. Under $2 then.
Live animal.
$2.50.
just put.
Sorry, I'm sniffing a lot. My ears keep popping. It's funny because they there's a really funny gag reel on the Blu-ray.
Grandma?
And then it's like, and it's that scene where Jennifer puts the box on the counter, but it falls off, and then something happened where it's like, I think it was about to tip over, but she catches it and she's like, "Oh my god, it's alive in there!" It's just, I love gag reels just to see the actors like play on set.
I bet she's a blast to work with.
Oh my god, me too.
Chucky, you found me.
I told you.
I think she's probably very.
Where's Grandma?
She's definitely more than capable of playing a diva, but I can't imagine her being a diva. On set.
No, yeah.
Mommy and Daddy are dead. Auntie Nika.
I mean, my image of her is that she's just very chill, down to earth, and
Down to earth. Yep.
And she obviously knows she can laugh at herself, so she probably enjoys.
Yeah.
She probably enjoys making people laugh.
I think that is really what I like.
Why do I always have to be
The only thing besides John Waters that I like about Seed is the way she makes fun of herself.
Yeah.
It takes somebody very, very confident to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Like, because seriously, in general, if you can't laugh at yourself once in a while, life is going to be a hell of a lot harder.
Not only does she make fun of herself physically, but she makes fun of her career too. So, I mean,
yeah, Jennifer Tilly is.
Yeah, she definitely
I don't even know how to
doesn't take
describe her,
herself
but
too seriously.
Yeah, but she's, in the simplest ways, she's great, you know? Because she plays fun characters, she can obviously laugh at herself, and, you know, she's, come on.
I can't imagine
would love
anybody
to have
else playing Tiffany.
Right? I would love to have a beer with her. It's like, just tell me what your daily life is like.
A day in the life of Jennifer Tilly. You should do that. You should do a documentary.
Right? Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany. Something just for the fans. And then we got to get to the credits to get to the little surprise with Andy Barclay.
You know, I honestly don't think I've ever seen it.
What?
I don't think I have. I didn't know it was there when I first saw it, and then I don't know. I don't think that I was ever curious enough to put the disc in and fast forward to the end just to see it.
Aw, it's fun. Because, you know, it's just like a little snippet into Andy's life.
Yeah, and then we get more.
And he's just, you know, doing his thing, and you see a picture of his mom and of Kyle.
Your favorite.
Everybody's
Okay.
favorite. I mean, come on.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay. You have Kyle and you have Tiffany hanging off a ledge, and you can only save one. It's cruel and unusual punishment, I know.
Kyle, she came first.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, at least I know Kyle's not going to try and kill me.
This is true.
Wow. Curse of Chucky, a great movie, and it had some great promo ads. I don't know if you ever saw those.
I don't remember.
There was one really funny when it was a, you know those, it was a poster insert at a bus stop, and they actually had a little person inside in between the glass, and they had the little person jump out dressed as Chucky to chase the people waiting at the bus stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was hysterical. There was like the video has like 4 or 5 people. One lady like threw her purse at Chucky and started running. Yeah, that shit was great. So yes, Curse of Chucky, a fun movie. It has a few faults, but it is entirely forgivable.
I will agree. Oh.
Doorbell rings.
I don't have the post-credit sequence.
Ah, that's the unrated then. Okay, so Andy's getting a package. Alex Vincent still looking good. He grew up good. Well, I should say. That's grammatically correct. He's taken the package up to the apartment.
I guess that explains why I never saw it, because I don't have it.
Get the unrated. Someone's calling on the phone. He's watching cartoons to relive his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Is
he watching Good Guys?
Woody Woodpecker, actually.
Oh, I love Woody Woodpecker.
And he's talking to Catherine Hicks. Chucky's slicing the box open with a knife. And Catherine Hicks and Mike got married, apparently.
Oh. He didn't seem like he liked her very much.
Huh?
He didn't seem like he liked her very much.
Ah. And they flash over to a table with his military school academy and a picture of Kyle and the famous picture of him and Catherine Hicks when he was little. And Chucky's about to pop out of the box. And Andy's not stupid.
Mm-mm.
And then he comes over, wait for it, with a shotgun. And he blows his fucking head off.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Alex Vincent as Andy Barkley.
Oh, so they didn't even put his name in there. They really wanted to keep it a surprise, huh?
Yeah, they did. Jennifer Tilly was just like a little bit, and then you get Alex Vincent. Then that's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they did that. Curse of Chucky. Not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, it didn't go anywhere near as slapsticky as the previous few had.
No, and that's what I love about it. Even Mr. Mancini said it, like take Chucky back to its horror roots, make him scary again. And I think he succeeded fairly well. The first time when I watched it, there was that elevator scene where Nika has him in her lap, and then the lights come on and he flips his head over and starts cackling. That part scared me.
I mean, it's definitely darker than any of the entries that we'd seen in a while up until this point, but I don't know. I don't think it's as dark as the original.
No. Well, I mean, you can never recreate the feeling of an original. You just can't. That's just the way it is. But you can come pretty close and try and pay good homage to it.
Well, he definitely did succeed in creating a darker film and doing something that hadn't been done in the franchise before, and he was successful in creating new and different characters.
Yeah, characters that we enjoy.
That, weren't totally annoying, like Redman and
And come on, you had Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany. As Jennifer Tilly. As Tiffany.
Well, even she gets confused. Oh, you're so giddy when we do a Chucky movie.
I don't...
You're like a little boy.
I know. Well, I grew up with this dude, literally. It's been 30 years.
And I can't believe you don't have a Chucky doll. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
I know. I'm working on it. I mean, I have a little plush doll that I got from a crane, but yeah.
It doesn't count.
It counts to me. Because it says Chucky on it. But yeah, I'm working on it. But those things are, for a decent one, it's like $600. For a really good one, it's like $3,000. But
are they officially licensed?
The really, really good ones, yes.
Because I would only want one if it's officially licensed.
Letter of authenticity, legit.
No.
Or
like they are made by the people who own the rights to Chucky.
Oh,
yeah. And Chucky merchandising. Like I wouldn't want any some fan made bullshit. It's interesting because they were doing Puppet Master dolls, and it's definitely not the first time that Full Moon pissed off their fans. But yeah, they were really not happy because they came out so shitty. And people paid a lot of money for them. And
high hundreds or low thousands?
In the hundreds. I think still. Not high hundreds. I think maybe about 100 a piece. But I think multiple.
Yeah.
And but they were saying that on the website or the Facebook group, wherever they were being sold, that they were identical to the way they looked in the movies. And in a way that wasn't necessarily a lie, because toward the end of the franchise, they got really, really shitty. So, I don't know. But I don't remember what it was, but what movie it was. It might have been some of the Puppet Master movies, but Charles Band at one point, when people started collecting VHS again, pulled this fucking charlatan act where he said, "Oh, I just found all of these still sealed Puppet Master VHS tapes in the Full Moon warehouse that never sold," and blah blah blah. And yeah, he was selling them on the website, and fans figured out very, very quick, immediately, pretty much, that they were fake.
Oh, what an ass.
Yeah. Not cool. But,
well, I will have a Chucky doll one day, and he will sit in our bedroom, and he will scare the shit out of Andrew all the time.
You better put that motherfucker on a throne.
Well, I gotta build one first.
Okay. All right. Any final thoughts on Curse of Chucky?
I give it a 4 out of 5. Because it's fun, it's not without its faults, but you have a great and wonderful cast, and icing on the cake with Jennifer Tilly and Alex Vincent.
Mm.
And once Chucky comes out on Sci-Fi, we'll get more of everybody, including Kyle.
Yay!
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm hoping that I'll be able to get audio described versions of those.
God, I know, me too. Well, my thoughts are for you.
I think it depends.
And if not, then we'll just have to do one of these and I'll have to describe scene by scene what's happening.
It depends on what platform it ends up on.
Yeah, not all streaming services offer audio described, right?
No.
That sucks.
I just gotta keep my fingers crossed.
I'll light my motives.
I didn't get an audio described version of Cult. So that one's very difficult for me to follow.
Well, then this will be interesting.
Okay, well, I want to say thank you to James for joining me for yet another Chucky commentary.
Yeah!
Oh.
Sorry.
And by the way,
I get excited.
Just in case at some point down the road you want to do a commentary for the remake, I put it on reserve at the library.
Cool. I will take you up on that.
Okay. So again, thank you to James. Thank you to everybody for listening. And I hope you'll come back for more Chucky goodness and more fun on the Blind Rage podcast. So until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.